on board. If you're on the lower deck and you can hear me well, can you give me a thumbs up to the front of the bus? Hello, and thank you. If you're upstairs and can hear me well, I can see you. Can you also give me a thumbs up to the front? Perfect. Alrighty, folks, well, let's get this adventure started. We're so grateful to have you here at the zoo because you're helping us as we strive to create a world where all lives thrive. Your visit is helping us save animals all around the world, like tigers, polar bears, and even people. Because conservation starts with us. We're all in this together. We're coming up to the front plaza where you started your adventure. On the left, the front entrance, and on the right, you're going to find Treetops Way. That'll take you to monkeys and apes of all sizes and shapes. If you see a red circle there with the number 4 on it, that is a map marker. That lets you know where you are in the zoo if you're looking at your map, and that helps to keep you from getting lost. If you got your map with you, follow along in our adventure. And if you don't, you can always download the San Diego Zoo app. We have a great interactive map on there that can help you plan out your adventure today. Straight ahead of us, just past the exit sign, you're going to find our reptiles. That's where you can find Komodo dragons and anacondas. And you're also going to find the Sky-Fari aerial tram. You can hop on board and fly across the zoo today. We're dipping down into the Lost Forest. This is the rainforest habitat that we're going to explore. There's lots of trees around us. So if you please do me a favor, make sure to keep all body parts, personal belongings like phones and cameras, and little loved ones inside of the bus at all times. It's going to be for everyone's safety, since they're coming close to treetops, plants with thorns, and other buses along the way. Always keep both feet on the ground. Please do not stand on the benches or lean on the railings on the side of the bus. When you stop at an animal, you're free to stand to get a better view. Just try to hold on to the railings because I might move forward so we can get that perfect view of our animals today. Now, I do only stop the bus in case of emergencies, and rain is not an emergency. If you're upstairs, I respect your bravery. Hopefully we won't get any wet here, and if we do here, that'll be nice because it's a rainforest. You can actually get that full rainforest experience. On our right, we're coming up to the home of tigers. This is where you're going to find Malayan tigers. We have 3 boys who live here, and their names are Connor, Chinta, and Barani. Do you hear that noise? That is the roar of our tiger. He's coming into view up top to the back right corner. I'm going to pull forward in a moment so everyone can get the view. You're free to stand. Just try to hold on to the railings for balance. Now you can see one of our tigers at the top of the hill there enjoying a nice meal. Our 3 tigers that live here are all brothers. Their names are Connor, Chinta, and Barani. Now they're very special because they are all a part of the species survival plan, which you can think of as online dating for endangered animals. Their parents are very carefully selected to give us good genetic diversity, because genetic diversity is key to strong and healthy wildlife. We're going to keep moving along because there are more animals to see. I'll let you know where everything lives, and you can come back and spend as much time as you like with them today. On our right, you're going to find our Hippo Pool. That's home to Funani and Amashle, who are mother and daughter. Now you can see, if you look in the water, just by the glass, you'll see the pink little ears and the tops of the heads of our hippos. Now hippos spend about 16 hours a day underwater. That helps to keep them cool, and it also helps to take the stress off of carrying that weight around all day. Little Amashle was 70 pounds at birth, and she was considered a small calf. She's over 1,000 pounds now, and she's about half the size of her mom. The best way to view them is to walk along their swimming pool. That way you can get a great view through the glass windows there. You may see our hippos tiptoeing through the water like giant ballerinas. But don't be fooled by that graceful tiptoeing. Hippos are one of the most dangerous animals in Africa, and they have the strongest bite of any land mammal. At the bottom of the Lost Forest, we have the Monkey Swamp. Here you can find spot-nosed guenons and Allen swamp monkeys living together. Now check out this habitat. It's got lots of trees, platforms to rest, and ropes to climb and swing from. The monkey swamp is built as a form of an enriched experience. And enriched experiences are how we foster and encourage the natural behavior of our animals and their instincts. Now you're going to find our monkeys out here playing, just like with humans, play equals practice for monkeys. When they play, they practice those natural skills that they would need in the wild, like climbing, as you can see one of our little baby monkeys doing here. That's also why there's a river that goes around the monkey swamp, because in the wild, Allen swamp monkeys are known to float leaves on the water as a way to attract fish. They'll wait for them to hide under those leaves for shade, and then they will scoop them up and eat them. So you might just see them practicing their fishing skills here in the monkey swamp. Now we've made it to Lower Center Street. This is the very bottom and the middle of the zoo. To your right you can find the Lost Forest, Treetops Way, and the Asian Passage. We're passing by map location number 15. We're right around the top left corner of your map. The African Marshes on our left, home to aquatic birds like some more flamingos. On the right, you're going to find the Eagle Trail. That suspended bridge puts you at a bird's eye view of the African Marsh and eye to eye with our beautiful eagles. You can look down on Kangaroo Stop number 2. That's where the Kangaroo bus stops, and that is your transportation service around the zoo. If you wait at a Kangaroo bus stop, in about 15 minutes a bus can pick you up and drop you off at a different part of the zoo. All of our stops are marked on your maps by yellow kangaroos, and I'm going to point them all out along the way. Now we are going to be going uphill here. Please make sure to bring all cameras inside of the bus. If anything does fall, I won't be able to get out and grab it. I want to make sure to keep you and your belongings safe today. The trail on the right up the hill is going to take you to the Eagle Trail and also to the African Savannah. Now the African Savannah is one of our conservation hubs of action around the world. Those are parts of the world we're focusing our efforts on to help save their ecosystems that they're so important to life on this planet. On the right you can find gray zebras. In the wild you find them on the African Savannah. You can also get to know them at the Safari Park, our other front door. Just take Highway 163 on the left to Escondido, California. On the left you can find the northern frontier. That's home to Arctic foxes, reindeer, and polar bears. And check out this view. This is the best view of the polar bears I've ever had. Sometimes the bears can be a little hard to see when they're in the water, but we have a great view here. Check out this big guy here. We have 3 polar bears you can get to know today. Their names are Kaluk, Tatik, and Chinook. Now our polar bears here are helping us save polar bears in the Arctic because they allow researchers a unique opportunity to study them in a way that's not possible in the wild. A lot of times getting to polar bears is very hard. The ice makes it inaccessible to them. So thanks to our bears here, scientists are better able to understand their needs and how to help them in the wild. One of our bears, Tatik, wears a radio collar from time to time, identical to the ones that wild bears wear. And that's allowed us to figure out that her life is very similar to them. The best way to view the polar bear is to go into the polar bear plunge. That'll put you on the other side of the glass and right at eye level with their swimming pool. But you picked a perfect time to hop on board the bus. Our beautiful polar bear out here. This is the best view I've had. Amazing.
Oh, I got a yawning picture.
Now, if everybody wants to get their last photos and videos, we're going to continue up the hill in just a little bit.
Oh, let's stay here.
our polar bears here are our ambassadors for the oceans and the Arctic. Now, oceans are so important because they connect all of our continents together. By focusing our efforts on helping to save the oceans, we're then able to help out the rest of our world as well. Now, polar bears can use all the help they can get. Their home is disappearing in the Arctic. Now, a lot of scientists believe that that's due to global warming. Now, sometimes the problems that our planet faces seem too big for us to handle on our own. But actually, small little green actions that we do each and every day can have a big positive ripple effect if enough people do them. Things like turning off the lights when you leave the room. When we leave our lights on, that creates a blanket of heat all around the world. Another thing to do is just take those extra steps to the recycling bin. Little actions like that over time can have a big positive effect on our planet. Also, doing something as simple as carpooling, like we are all doing today, can help as well. In just a moment, we'll continue up the hill. Alrighty folks, we are going to linger here just for and continue our tour. We're going to head up Polar Bear Hill in just a moment here. We are going to be coming close to some bushes, so please just tuck those arms and elbows in. And we are off to explore the San Diego Zoo. As we're going up the hill, if you look to your right, we're going to be passing by the African Savannah. There's a really interesting animal that lives over here. Their name is the Bontebok. Now, you maybe never heard of them, but they're one of the most endangered animals in Africa. At one point in time, there was just 17 of them left in the world. That is until a group of farmers got them all together, and thanks to their efforts, their species has made an incredible comeback. There are now over 3,000 of them, and their numbers are growing each year thanks to conservation. They live right next to the Shoshan peccaries. They look like pigs, and that's because they're relatives. Not too long ago, they were thought to be extinct, but thanks to conservation efforts, their numbers are going up. And in this part of the zoo, you can go up as well and fly across the zoo on the Sky Safari. The Sky Safari is going to drop you off over by the Tram Plaza, right next to the reptiles. It is included in your ticket. You can ride it as many times as you like. It's just a one-way trip each way. We're at the top of Polar Bear Hill. On the left you can find mountain lions. We have two beautiful West Coast cats living here named Sierra and Tavo. Now they're most active once the sun starts to go down, so I recommend coming back here just before the zoo starts to close. Check out Sierra and Tavo. You can always go in our 4D movie theater. It is a full sensory experience, so just be prepared, you might get a little wet. Kangaroo Stop number 3 is on our left, and that's going to be right in front of the home of the Maine Wolves. Now, oftentimes you'll smell them before you see them. I think I'm catching a whiff of them right now. They look like giant foxes, but they aren't. And they actually aren't wolves either. They are their own distinct species and genus of canid, and they're the tallest wild dogs in the world. Now they live in the grassy scrub forest of South America, known as the Cerrado of Brazil. And here at the zoo, they live right next to elephant Odyssey. Now elephant Odyssey is a really cool place to explore. In the trees to our left, you can find rock hyraxes. Now these small fluffy creatures are very closely related to elephants. Now, they make a lot of sense at first glance, so scientists looked a little deeper, like at what teeth become tusks and their mammary glands. On the right are our lions, Ernest, our male, and Miss Ellen, his sister. Now there's another tour in progress, so I'm going to be quiet, but enjoy the view of our lions.
Whoa, baby, look.
On our right, you can find our Jaguar. Her name is Mindiri. Now, Jaguars are native to the Amazon rainforest. She can be hard to spot sometimes because she's got that perfect camouflage. Those spots are known as rosettes, and they help to break up the line of her body. It makes it very hard for her prey to see her as she's stalking them through the forests and the jungles of the Amazon. We're working hard with farmers in the Amazon rainforest to keep track of jaguars by using cameras in the forest. We look at the spots of the jaguars, and each jaguar has different spots. So that's how we're able to keep track of their population and see how many jaguars are living in a certain area. On our right, we have one of our beautiful African elephants. This is most likely one of our males. Now, if you see two males, or if you see two elephants living together and they both have tusks, those are going to be the boys. Now, their names are Sunzu and Nifo. Sunzu is around 10 years old, and Nifo is around 9. Now, they're the youngest elephants living here at the zoo. We used to consider ourselves an elephant retirement home, but with the addition of our 2 new boys, we are hoping to start our own bachelor herd. This big building on our right is the Elephant Care Center. This is where elephants get daily veterinary checkups and some extra tender loving care from our wildlife care specialists. And this big beauty on our right is Debbie. She is an Asian elephant. She happens to be my favorite. Don't tell the others, they're all amazing. These birds on our right are the secretary birds. They are raptors like hawks and eagles, but they're terrestrial hunters, so they're hunters on the ground. And those long legs make sense because they use them to chase after prey. They'll catch them in their talons, and then they'll tenderize their meal before they eat it. They're known to eat small mammals, small reptiles, and even venomous snakes. These beautiful birds are deadly snake hunters, and that's one reason we think they might have gotten their name from the Arabic word for hunter bird. But you can call them Stella and Charlie. Now, one of my favorite things to do on my pastime, on my free time, is watch animal documentaries on YouTube. And there are so many amazing videos out there that can help you get closer to nature. And actually, the very first YouTube video was filmed here at the San Diego Zoo. It was simply titled, My Day at the Zoo. And when you see beautiful animals like Shaba here on the right, well, it's me, your same driver, Sergio. We're going to start our adventure again on bus number 10. And we're off to keep exploring the zoo. Now, you've been looking at your map. We've been waiting, maybe you have. We're passing by map location number 10. It's going to be right around the bottom left corner, or bottom right corner of the map. And we're actually coming up to the home of the Meerkats. If you look down on the ground, you can see some curious critters. These fluffy little guys live in Africa, and big families known as mobs in underground tunnels. Now, in the wild, they have many predators, so they keep a watchful eye for different predators. Here they do not. They do have to keep a watchful eye for birds of prey in the sky. I've seen them look up in amazement before as a helicopter flew across the zoo, and as soon as it was out of sight, they went right back to watching us. So if you come and check out the meerkats today, most likely they will be checking you out as well. Now this is the top of Africa Rocks. They represent the top of the continent, which is known as the Horn of Africa. We're passing by a little area known as the Kofi Rocks. Now they provide a safe haven for lots of different animals, like the klipspringer you're seeing on your right. Now look at their hooves. Now they have cloven hooves, so they have 2 hooves. And each tip of the hooves is about the size of a dime. Now having tippy toes that little make you great at climbing cliff sides. Maybe cliffs that other animals, like leopards that are a little bigger, aren't able to climb on as well. The Kofi Rocks is a great place to explore. You can find klipspringers, some more rock hyraxes, and even some more mongooses living over here. The Ethiopian Highlands are on our right. Check out all this beautiful flora, which are plants and flowers. A very familiar plant grows very well there, and you might even have it in your home, and that's coffee. Some farmers are growing what's known as shady-grown coffee, and that is grown at the edge of forests and jungles, so no trees get cut down. Now we can have the products we want, the animals can still keep their home. One of the best and easiest ways to help wildlife around the world in your daily life is by being a conscious consumer. Look at what you're buying. Where does it come from? What's it made of? How's it made? At the grocery store, we can vote with our dollars. We can tell companies and corporations that we want products, but we don't want them at the cost of the natural world. Now we made it to Sydney's Plaza, and this is a great gateway for adventure. On our right is California, where the koalas live. You can also find wallabies living there, and a beautiful black cockatoo. The road to our right is going to take us to the urban jungle. That's where Kangaroo Stop #1 is. That's also where you can find cheetahs, our rhino Maza. He's that chubby unicorn you might have heard about. That's where you can find Mawe, that baby giraffe I mentioned earlier. She is so cute. I highly recommend going and spending some time with her. We're going down Center Street, and this is going to take us to the very middle, or the center of the zoo. Now this is where a lot of beautiful bears live. In the first habitat on our right, you should catch a good glimpse of Alba. Now Alba is an Andean bear. She is native to South America. You can find her in the Andes, as her name suggests. And she's got beautiful black fur. And you might see some blonde, yellowish circles around her eyes. She kind of looks like Alba's got on a pair of glasses. And that's where they got their nickname, which is spectacle bear. Because when Western scientists first saw them, they thought it looked like they had on a pair of glasses. Now Alba's coming from the back of her habitat here to the front. Get a good view of those blonde circles. And we're also getting a great view of her tree climbing skills. Alba is a tree climbing master. You're going to see her exploring her habitat all day long. Each day she gets new material, new things to discover as a form of enrichment. That helps to keep the day interesting for Alba and helps her to flex all of her muscles, both physical and mental. She's one of my favorite animals to visit here at the zoo. She's so active, she's always exploring her habitat. Unfortunately, Andean bears are misunderstood. They're feared by farmers in South America because they think they're a threat to their cattle. And while they do enjoy eating meat, they actually love to eat fruits and veggies. We found that Andean bears have a highly vegetarian diet. And that's a great thing, because after eating all those fruits and veggies, eventually they have to poop. And when they do, they disperse seeds everywhere they go. Bears, like birds and monkeys, are excellent seed-dispersing animals. And they're so important to their ecosystem. Thanks to them, that beautiful forests and jungles are able to grow and flourish. The two habitats to our right you can find are Grizzly Bears, out in Montana. Now, they're spending a lot of time taking naps because it is wintertime here in Southern California. May not get as cold as other parts of North America, but cold enough for the grizzlies to start eating more and taking lots of naps. So you'll probably find them sleeping in their caves, or you might find them coming out to look for more food. When you see them, you can't miss them. They are huge. And you may have noticed that grizzly bears are on the California state flag. That's because we used to be known as the Grizzly Bear Republic. Now, unfortunately, that subspecies of grizzly bear has gone extinct. So we're working very hard to make sure that that doesn't happen again through the species survival plan. And in this habitat to your right, you can see the species survival plan in action. This is the home of our sloth bears. Now we have a male named Kartik living here and a female named Shala. They've been paired up together through the species survival plan. A lot of times when into figuring out they are the perfect match to give us good genetic diversity and bring strong and healthy sloth bears into this world. Now they have access to both habitats. If they need alone time, they can get it. We're very pleased to say that we've been seeing them spending a lot of time together. They actually prefer to be in each other's company. So you can find them taking a nap in the back of the cave together like they're doing right now. You might see them out here eating some food or just hanging out in their hammocks. Now, the San Diego Zoo is very proud to be a part of the species survival plan. That's how we coordinate with other accredited zoological organizations to help make sure that we put animals with the best zoos. They're able to take care of them best. And to help save their species for the future. Another way to do that is by saving their habitats, like the Asian rainforest that we're driving through right now. Now, rainforests are so important because they give us so much. Water, oxygen, and even medicine. But they also are home to so many different kinds of life. And you just look at all the different trees around us. On the right of us is the sun bear forest, where you can find the sun bear, the smallest species of bear. And on the left is Owens Aviary. That is the largest aviary in the San Diego Zoo. And it's home to over 200 birds free flying around you. The aviaries in our zoo are some of my favorite places to explore because you get to be inside of the habitat with the animals and the birds. And they are fearless. They will fly right by you. Now we made it back to Lower Center Street. To our left you can see the Backshore Bridge. That's your shortcut from Kangaroo Stop 3 to the front of the zoo. There's also an elevator that can bring you up to the bridge from Lower Center Street or bring you down from the bridge to Lower Center Street. We're passing through Maine Plaza. Maine Cafe is on our left where you can enjoy delicious Asian food. And we're about to pass by the entrance to the Aquarium. Now this is the bottom of Africa Rocks and it represents the bottom of the continent which is known as the Cape. Now that is where Cape fine-bottom penguins live on the sandy beaches of South Africa. You can find them here, waddling on the land or swimming through the water like a little torpedo. You might even see them swimming with our leopard sharks today. Africa Rocks is best explored on foot. That way you can travel up and down this winding hillside. You can find a beautiful crocodile living down here by Rady's Waterfall, which is the largest man-made waterfall in San Diego. And it's also your gateway to the island of Madagascar. And we have multiple species of lemurs living here at the zoo. And some vervet monkeys too. You can see one hanging out on the cliffside. Oh, we are in luck. We got 3 of them. Now you can actually find them climbing all the way to the top of the netting to get a great view here of Africa Rocks. And keep a watchful eye on their neighbor, our leopard. If you look to your left, you might be able to catch a glimpse of some more spots that belong to our beautiful leopards here. Look to your left and kind of look to your left in this second habitat to our right, next to the vervets, you might see some yellow fur and black spots. And that belongs to the leopards that live here in Africa Rocks. Now leopards look very similar to jaguars, but there are some great ways to tell them apart. The easiest way is looking at where they live. Jaguars are native to the Americas, so you're going to find them in South America. And leopards live in Africa and Asia. Another great way is looking at their spots. Leopards have closed spots, and jaguars have open spots that are known as rosettes. Leopards play a very important role in their ecosystem in Africa because they're incredibly strong hunters. They can kill an animal like an antelope that weighs more than them, and they're able to carry it all the way up into the treetops. Now that serves a really important purpose because it helps them from competing with lions for food. So both animals are hunting, and that helps to keep prey populations down. You know, if the prey population of animals got too big, they eat all the plants, and eventually those prey animals would die, and then so would the predators that depend on them. Thanks to leopards, though, they help to keep that natural balance in their ecosystem, and that helps keep Africa and the savannas healthy and strong. In the trees to our right, you're going to find male koalas. Now, they're quite different from leopards, but they serve a similar purpose. Look at the trees here. They have their own personal bachelor pad, full of shade, heat lamps to keep them warm, and yummy eucalyptus leaves. Now, that's the only thing they eat, and it's toxic to most animals. Koalas, though, have a special adaptation. They have a bacteria in their stomach that allows them to digest eucalyptus when other animals can't. And since they're the only animals munching on it, they help to keep that natural balance in the ecosystems of Australia. The continent of Africa is on your left, and the continent of Australia is on your right. As an accredited zoo and a botanical garden, our mission is to help save rare and endangered plants and animals for future generations. And in these trees to your right, you get to know the newest generation of koalas living at our zoo. This is where you're going to find the joeys living with their moms. Now we made it back to Sydney's Plaza. We've been all around the zoo. It took us 2 buses to get there, but we made it. We got to meet animals from all across the globe. Now you know where all the animals live, so you can go back and spend as much time as you like with them today. Wherever you go, you're going to have a great experience, and you can leave feeling just as great about yourself, because your visit's what helps make all of this possible. Thanks to you, we're able to help fight extinction, partner with conservation organizations around the planet, and to help provide world-class wildlife care. So go ahead and treat yourself today. You've earned it. It's been my pleasure to drive with you around the zoo. Thanks for sticking on board and riding with me again. I hope you had fun. There's so much more to do here today. I want to thank you for letting me be a part of your family memories you made on my buses. And I hope you go on to make some more incredible memories later on today as you're exploring the zoo. We've made it to our unloading dock, and pretty soon you're going to be off to your next adventure. Now is going to be a good time to make sure that you have all of your belongings. In a moment, I'm going to open up the bottom of the bus first, and then the top. If you have any questions, feel free to stick around, and I'll be happy to answer them. And if you're ready to explore, go and have some fun. The road to your left will take you to Sydney's Plaza. And the road to your right is going to take you to the front plaza. That'll take you right past the bus depot where you hopped on this bus. If you left strollers or wheelchairs, they will be there waiting for you. Now, my name is Sergio. I've been your driver and tour guide. Thanks for sticking on board with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day here at the zoo, and come back and visit us soon. Have a wonderful night. Stay dry and stay safe.